What a joy to be with you here on this final day of the work week, Friday. And we look forward to the weekend. I always mention this because the Lord's Day is a great day. And I trust this weekend that your desire is to serve the Lord if you have time. And we ought to be advancing forward for the cause of Christ. These are great days to reach people with the gospel. And in this new year, we ought to be committed to that with all of our heart. Today, I want to go to a sobering chapter, chapter 6 of Revelation. And here we see all of the world, the mighty leaders of the world, overwhelmed by seeing the judgment of God upon the world. And a lot is going on here. We read in verse 14, "And the heaven departed as a scroll when it rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains." I've always said, when God moves, things can change fast. Well, in the tribulation, it will. And we're speaking here about all the movers and shakers that bother us so much. And by the way, it's very possible if Christ comes soon, these will be people that we know, and I trust that we'll be stirred by that. But then verses 16 and 17 are what I want to point out. "And said to the mountains," all of these mighty people, "and the rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?" My friends, I don't care how powerful a man is. I don't care how influential a person is. I don't care how strong an army is. When God begins to move and the wrath of the Lamb comes down during the tribulation, everyone will hide themselves. The people that seem so strong, that vaunt themselves and shake their fists at God, they will fall on their faces, and they will hide themselves in the rocks of the mountains. And they'll even say to the rocks, "Fall on us, because we cannot stand the wrath of the Lamb." And in that day, great day of wrath, who's able to stand? No one. And so we need to realize that as believers, God is all powerful. That's why for our own lives, we need to believe him for personal victory. And in reaching people, we need to realize the very God that will cause the kings to bow is the very God that can cause hearts to bow now. And that's why we're to pray for those that are in authority. That's why we are to believe that God can work. If God could bring a Nebuchadnezzar, the most powerful man that's ever lived, to his knees, if he could reach people like that, he certainly can reach people today. And so as we look at the book of Revelation, we need to realize that this is our God. This could well occur in our generation. And so before Christ comes, we need to see our God as that great God. He's a God of love. He wants people to be saved. He wants great things to occur. And so we need to just be comforted, stirred, and challenged that in this day, when grace is available, we need to get the message of the gospel out. We need to realize that God's on the throne. We must not be intimidated. And may we truly live a life of victory for the cause of Christ.